Welcome everybody to our DMSi Voice Scaling Senior Design Showcase. We're going to be covering what we've kind of accomplished throughout these 2 semesters. But before we really get into it, we're going to talk a little bit about what DMSi is. So DMSi is an independent and privately owned company that was born and also built in Omaha, Nebraska. The company specializes in an enterprise resource planning system that's focused on inventory and order management software for lumbering and building material distribution companies. What voice scaling is it tries to aim to improve the current system by allowing customers to log and also save information vocally through the use of AI. And we'll talk about the details about that AI agent a little bit later down the road. I'm going to pass it quickly over to Tony to talk about the stakeholders.
So for our stakeholders for this project, from the DMSi side, we have Becky Fleming, who is the Director of Product Owners over at DMSi. Then we have Jason Bolstad, Senior Vice President of Software Development. And then we have Scott Stringer and then Alex Skillman, who is the project manager and the software engineer, who helped us throughout this project, providing feedback and continually communicating with the team on our progress for our project. Now moving on to the UNL side of things. First, we have the faculty and staff of the UNL side. So first we have Bill Browning, who was the project manager for this project, Dr. Vinod Variam, who was our tribe lead, and then our technical coach was Mark Antonson. And now for the student team, who is in charge of developing the actual project. So first we have Mohammed Al-Samik, who is our squad lead and product manager, and then me, Tony Nguyen, who was the development manager of this project. And then we have Tyler Kroger, Garrett Wilcoxon, Hui Bui, and Jacoby Washington, who are all developers for this project as well. Now, pass it on to Mohammed to talk about the problem and opportunity.
All right, so kind of looking at what some of the problems are and like the opportunities to fix those problems are. So one of the bigger ones that DMSi kind of told us was that manual log entry is a very slow and inefficient process in the field when it's always going to be done by hand. This can take time, can possibly interrupt any workflows, especially in fast-paced or outdoor conditions. They have to work pretty quickly in these certain environments. The other problem was that there's limited or no internet access during these work environments as they're out in the fields. And that can be an issue as many of the current tools today rely solely on connection or heavily on connection. So we have to look for tools that are not only reliable in these remote job sites, but they also need to be functioning properly in offline conditions. Those were 2 pretty big problems, and we need to find some sort of a solution for. There's also the chance of high human error during these data entries. Manually entering details like the length, diameter, what kind of species the tree is, especially when multitasking and again working in these noisy, fast-paced environments, there can be the chance of possibly running into issues with data entry or mistaking data entry up. The opportunities that we looked at was to improve the productivity with voice-based input. A hands-free voice input system will allow users to be able to record data more naturally and quickly, reducing the effort needed and also improving that efficiency as it's going to be hands-free. You don't have to input data with your hands. You could simply speak and it will input the data for you. The other opportunity was to create a reliable offline capable solution. Of course, when it comes to integrating an AI voice agent that works in offline and also enables for pretty consistent performance, regardless of connectivity, it's going to make it practical for DMSi to use and continue to develop, as well as it being a practical use for the real world as well. So these were kind of some of the problems and opportunities that we looked at. Next, we will talk about the solution, and I'll hand it off for Tony.
As for our project solution, throughout the year, our goal was to implement a voice input feature for their existing applications. So for the first few months of this project, we had to spend a lot of time researching various AI models to see what would be optimal, checking every single requirement that DMSi would want to expect from this AI agent. So throughout the first few months, we had to do various research and came up with one AI agent that would be optimal throughout this project, which was the Vosk AI voice agent. So once we discovered which AI voice agent was the best for this project, we implemented it into a prototype UI so we can test the accuracy and how beneficial the AI model would be overall. So for the first semester, we spent most of our time researching, and then once we found AI, we actually implemented it into the prototype UI model. And once second semester came around, we spent most of our time refining that AI agent and also optimizing it so that it would be more accurate and efficient, so that it would be an even better product for the end of the year when Showcase came around, which is now. And so for the first screenshot is the prototype UI model that we have here. And then as you can see, the transcription at the very top is when you try to talk into the UI model, then it'll record what you say, and then based on the field that's highlighted, it'll input that data into that field based on what you recorded vocally. And then once you submit the submission, it'll track all the information that you logged into a second page, as you can see on the right side as well. And that would conclude for our product solution for this project. And I'll pass it on to Mohammed to talk about the highlights.
All right, so kind of some of like the highlights, I guess, over the last semesters is that, again, this is meant to improve efficiency of log scaling through a hands-free input. Voice-based data entry reduces time spent manually entering that information, improving the efficiency and allowing the workers or individuals using this application to record logs faster while focusing on their task. This is also going to provide a reliable offline capable solution for that real-world use that we were looking at, as well as the system is designed to function without internet access, which is one of the primary focuses of this application that we've created, as that's going to be pretty important for them during these work sites. And this is going to aim to reduce the errors and also increase the consistency in data entry by these workers. And then finally, this is going to be a flexible and scalable architect for future integration, as the application we made it modular, which should allow for easy implementation and also AI upgrades, any integration into DMSi's existing system without any major reworks for the application that we have created itself. And I'd like to thank you all for showing up for this showcase presentation.